Hi everyone and welcome back to Through Mummy's Eyes. I'm Sarah Jane and today what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you my spaghetti bolognese recipe. I cook my spaghetti bolognese inside the crock pot and I tend to do quite a big batch because I like to freeze some and sometimes we'll have some leftover with potatoes, and overall it's just a really easy meal to have. Now the key to my spaghetti bolognese is that I add in quite a few veggies, and I do this without my kids knowing, and it's a great way to get the nutrients into them. I also have a few tidbits, some secrets I'll share for you mums who are actually weaning your kids. This is a recipe that I used as well for weaning our children, as well as for when they were a lot younger too. So I'll share with you how to sort of adjust the recipe to make it fit the age of your child. So what I'm going to do right now is show you the ingredients that I'm using, and this is all going to be based on about 500 grams of minced beef. You can also substitute the beef for turkey, which we have done many times before, or lamb, up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients we'll be using. Okay guys, so these are all the different ingredients that you're going to have to use to put inside your spaghetti bolognese sauce. Now I'm using a courgette about medium size. I'm using one large carrot, and I'm using a large white onion. All of these I'm going to cut quite thinly and then probably even dice them up even smaller to add them to the mince. Now the mince that I'm using today is beef. We do use turkey quite a lot, but today I just went ahead with the beef because it was on sale. Now I do have a spaghetti sauce. A lot of the time I tend to just substitute this for either 1 to 1.5 cans of diced tomatoes because all the flavors tend to give it enough, but I had one in the cupboard, so I thought, you know what, we'll just go ahead with that. Now for your sauces, I'm going to spray my pot with my coconut oil, which you guys know I love this. Otherwise you can just add a bit of olive oil, up to you. Then I also have on hand a little bit of garlic salt, a tiny bit of turmeric. Now I do have homemade stock in the freezer, but I did not defrost it last night, so I'm just going to use one of these little Knorr capsules, and this is the black peppercorn. It might be a little bit too strong. I tend to just normally use the beef one, but I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. And then this is my Henderson's relish. Now this we use instead of the Worchestire sauce. Forgive me, I can never pronounce that, but only because the Worcester sauce does contain gluten, and as you guys know, I have an intolerance to gluten, so I'm going to go ahead and just use that. Okay, so everything has been chopped up. Now these pieces might look quite large to you. They will get smaller over the 6 to 8 hours that you're cooking your spaghetti bolognese sauce, so don't worry too much about that. Now, as you can see at the bottom here, what I have done is I've taken the insert of my slow cooker and put it on the counter so it's not hot at the moment. And I have taken my little stock cube and I've mixed it up with a little bit of hot water, just a tiny bit, because the mince is actually going to release a lot of water and you don't want your sauce to be too watery. Now my water looks a bit off probably, and that is because, like I said, I've sprayed the inside with the coconut spray. You can just use an oil, and if you do use an oil, it probably will be a lot clearer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add the onions in there, and followed by that I'm going to add the meat. I find that if I put the onions at the bottom, they tend to saute really well and they give a lot of flavor to the meat. And then I'm going to add my carrots and my courgette, and afterwards I'm going to show you how to do the spices. Okay, so as you guys can see, everything is mixed up together with most of the onions at the bottom because they will, like I said, saute the entire thing and soak up all those juices and make everything taste really nicely. So I'm going to take my can of spaghetti, or my jar of spaghetti sauce, and put that all on top. Now, a little trick, which I know some of my YouTube mommies will be laughing at when I show this because we've all pretty much shown this trick, is just to put a tiny little bit of water inside, put the cap back on, shake it, and then use it all up, which I will do afterwards. Doing that one-handed is going to be a little bit difficult. Then I'm going to take my Henderson's relish, which if you guys are doing, I would probably suggest that you use the Worcester sauce. This does have a much stronger taste, and I believe it's only available in Yorkshire. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that. We like our sauce quite strong. Now the turmeric, this is completely optional. Some people don't like it, but I've noticed my kids haven't complained at all since I've added it, and I'm going to put Just a tiny bit. Oh, that's a little bit too much, but that's okay. We will cover it up with garlic powder. Now, I do about that much. So about 2 to 3 shakes, I'd say. I will write this all down in the comments down below. So I'm going to stir everything up and get it all going so it's all mixed up nicely. Okay guys, so as you can see, everything is mixed up nicely. It looks a little bit like stew, but as I said, everything will get a lot smaller as the heat rises and the meat sort of overtakes all the veggies. So I'm going to put this on low. Let's make sure it's on low. Yep. I'm going to put this on low for about, I'd say about 5 to 6 hours. I'm going to check it sort of throughout the afternoon. When I come back, and then I might put it on for about a half hour, maybe onto medium. It really only takes about 6 to 7 hours if you're cooking it on low, and it should be absolutely fine. So I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so here is the spaghetti bolognese sauce after about, I'd say about 6 hours. So I've kept it on low and it is steaming. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. And I'm going to let it sit for about a half hour, and then I'm going to serve it up with our pasta. And so there you go, the final product. And as you can see, you cannot actually see any of the vegetables that we have put inside the spaghetti bolognese sauce. I will link down below the details for the recipe and how you mums that have little kids and who are weaning, how you can actually mash this together so that they don't realize that there's any kind of vegetables inside. This is something I did for my children, and blending is your secret. So thank you very much for watching today how I made this recipe. I hope you use it as a staple. It is one in our family, and thank you very much, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.